Good morning, church. It's been a busy week here at First Presbyterian Church in Morristown. I had the privilege of going with 7 other men to New Bern, North Carolina. It's on the coast. We tried to go to Asheville, where the floods were last year, but God had another idea for us, and we responded to that call, a call for help. Now, we went with an agency that's associated with the Presbyterian Church, Carolina Coastal Disaster Relief Association, and it's headed up by 2 people, a married couple, Jeremy and Christy. And they gave us our marching orders. They were in touch with everything that was going on there, and they were also victims of the flood in 2018. Jeremy is a Marine, and he was ready to go to Bahrain when the storm hit. They delayed his orders, and they removed themselves from the situation. But when they got back, everything they had was lost. The way Christy put it, the hurricane hit in one spot, and it built up a flood surge. And she said that New Bern, North Carolina, is just like a bathtub. The water came rushing down, and every person in Craven County got touched. And she also was affected, lost everything. It broke her heart. She was a Christian, and she decided, if this is happening to me, I'm going to help my neighbor. So she also responded to the call, and she's been laboring in this field for about 8 years, writing grants, asking for help. Now, it's hard in the compassion business. You all are familiar with what happened in Asheville. So what happens is when the next hurricane happens, everyone picks up their stuff and leaves with their help, leaves with their resources, and leaves with money. But Christy stayed at it. And they have built a beautiful warehouse. The pastor of the church decided that he could use the Christian education building for housing volunteers. So in 2020, it was dedicated, and it can house up to 60 people. So you need to know that Jeremy gave us our marching orders. We had 3 houses to tackle, and when Jim and Patrick and Milt went over there, they go, I don't know how we're going to do this. So I put out a call to you through Facebook to pray for wisdom, pray for strength, and pray that the team would work well together. Now, I want to tell you that all these men were very accomplished in their own fields and very skilled in what they do. And they had good, healthy egos. And God pulled us all together and gave us wisdom. And Jeremy directed us. We said we don't have to do it all. But we did get a number of things accomplished. And it wasn't just us alone. There had been many teams over the years in that summer in the houses that we were working with. So we were part of a bigger body, a bigger team called the church that responds to when their neighbors need help. So the first house we walked into, it was a mess. Of course, it was rebuilding. Anyone done building projects? There was a pile of stuff out on the porch, and Jim and Patrick and Milt got started on building the kitchen counters and putting in the dishwasher. They finished it in 2.5 days. And because I'm not a skilled builder, I picked up trash and put it in the dumpster. And when I was thinking about doing that, I was thinking that, you know what? This person deserves to come into a clean home. And their neighbors deserve to know that this house is loved and cared for. So this neighborhood can feel good about itself, can say that God sees us. Now, we moved on to the next house, and in that other house, we helped Miss Ella put in flooring for her living room and her bedrooms and her hallway and her bathroom. And Rich Wittmer got a chance to speak to her, and so did I. And she was just so thankful that God had sent people along to help. And Rich said, we're happy to do this work. Now, there was a third house. If you were following along in our Facebook page, this was Miss Sandra's house. She was the one with the beautiful smile. And she was just happy that men were there, willing to work. She kept on checking in on the job. She says, "Y'all doing good work. Y'all doing good work." And she would point at Jim. He says, "That's a good man right there." Yeah, and she said that we were the A team and Jim was Mr. T. So by the end of the week, those 3 days, and after a kitchen, a bathroom was built. She hadn't had a bathroom since 2019. You know, she had her sisters there, and this was the family plot. The street was named after her family, but now she could shower in her own place. At the end, we got a chance to pray with her, and when Jim said, I prayed too long, I'm going, all right, you get out of here. I got a conversation with Miss Sandra. I had asked her earlier if she had gone to church, and she had stopped going to church. And I says, well, you need to keep on praying. You need to keep praying that we can come back and finish this job. So in her kitchen, I was able to look her in the eye, and I said, God sees you. God hears you, and God has answered your prayer. You didn't need to come to church. And any time that you need something, you can just call on God. Now, she told me that she wouldn't forget me, and I don't think it's about me. I think I represent the church. I believe that she won't forget what God has done for her. She's a child of God, made in her image. And we are also children of God. And we responded to his call that week. Now, the one thing I know is that the work doesn't stop. And that wherever we walk, wherever we go, God has good things for us in that day to bless our family, to bless our friends, to bless our neighbors. And I know that it's fun to answer the call. It just feels good. It just feels right. Because that's the way God made us. He made us in his image. He likes being good. It's nice to be nice. So my charge to you out there is go get 'em, team. There's good deeds to be done every day.
Mark, thank you. And as you're heading back to your pew, anyone who went on that trip, a couple of you guys are here. Would you stand? Would you stand where you are? Let's see them and let's thank them for their service